We've all heard the tales about Frank Sinatra, the Mafia, secret tunnels, JFK, and Marilyn Monroe, alongside the glittering allure of the Cal Neva Casino on Lake Tahoe's North Shore. While these stories might sound like a blend of fantasy and legend, many of them are rooted in truth. In its heyday, North Lake Tahoe's Cal Neva Lodge, affectionately known as the Lady of the Lake, was a magnet for the rich, famous, and infamous from around the globe. The Cal Neva Lodge was originally built in 1926 by a wealthy San Francisco businessman who used it as a private retreat for friends and guests. In the 1930s, the lodge was sold and thrived until it burned down in 1937, but it was rebuilt remarkably fast. 500 workers managed to reconstruct it in just 30 days. In 1935, just before the fire, an 11-year-old Frances Gumm performed at the Cal Neva, catching the eye of an MGM agent. Frances, who would later become Judy Garland, went on to become a legendary entertainer of the 20th century. The 1940s and 50s saw the Cal Neva Lodge become a hotspot for high rollers and mafia figures. During this time, the lodge was owned by a close friend of JFK's father, Joseph Kennedy, and the Kennedy family were frequent visitors. In 1960, Frank Sinatra purchased the Cal Neva with grand plans to transform it into a world-class casino and resort. Sinatra added a state-of-the-art concert hall, a helicopter pad, and a network of secret tunnels linking the showroom to the bungalows behind the hotel. These tunnels, lined with brick and carpeted for comfort, allowed Sinatra and his celebrity guests to move discreetly away from prying eyes. Sinatra's friends, including Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr., regularly performed at the Cal Neva and hosted other stars like Marilyn Monroe, Joe DiMaggio, Will Rogers, and Peter Lawford, who was JFK's brother-in-law. The legend of JFK's affair with Marilyn Monroe at the Cal Neva persists today in local whispers. Tragically, Monroe spent her last weekend at the Cal Neva before her death in 1962. By 1963, the Cal Neva, rejuvenated under Sinatra's ownership, boasted 11 cottages and 55 rooms. However, Sinatra's association with notorious mafia figures like Sam Giancana, leading Chicago mob boss, led to problems. In August 1963, Giancana was found at the Cal Neva, prompting the Gaming Control Board to revoke Sinatra's gaming license and pressure him to sell the property. Sinatra complied, selling the Cal Neva on October 7, 1963, thus closing a vibrant chapter in North Lake Tahoe's gambling and entertainment history, and sparking decades of local rumors about bodies and other illicit trash thrown deep into the depths off State Line Point and Speedboat Beach. Since then, the Cal Neva has changed hands numerous times and faced various challenges. After closing due to poor business in 2010, it underwent renovation in 2013. The renovation is aimed to revive the splendor of Sinatra's era.